And here we are again, back in front of our field strength meter, just like we were yesterday, although now we're out in a field instead of in my front yard, because I could hear the skeptics saying, oh, but it would be legal in a field. No. Alright, same setup as we had in the front yard yesterday. There's our Decade CM10 horizontal antenna, exactly 7 feet from the ground. And again, audio from my iPhone, power from the 12-volt lantern battery. And exactly 3 meters away, we find our Potomac CM10 with its receiving antenna also exactly 7 feet from the ground. Now, just for the fun of it, let's do the old calibrate like we did yesterday. Alright, we're in calibrate mode. Well, you can see we're just about right on the money from yesterday's test. Alright, so let's turn off the calibration and shift her down to where we might receive it. Let's verify we're on the channel.
All's right with the world.
Ah, yes, nothing like a little Christmas story. And as you can see, even here in a wide open field, we're doing what? 4.2, I'd say. 4.2, now notice that's not microvolts, but millivolts. And again, times the antenna factor of 2.25 at this frequency, we're looking at 8, 9 millivolts at least from this setting. So still a long way from legal, although we are a little bit below where we were in the front yard, although we did have the tree in the back, the house adjacent to my right with a glass porch, so there may have been a little signal bouncing around. It's really hard to say, but as you can see, even in a field not even close to being legal. And again, the same test as yesterday. Let's disconnect that audio cable like we did yesterday and see how we do here. Alright, now we come back over here and we see, well, look at that, a substantial drop in signal output because we disconnected the audio cable. We're down to about 2.8 now, it looks like. I'm looking at this from a distance away, and I don't have my reading glasses on, but it dropped to about 2.8. So again, we'll demonstrate just like we did in the other video. We'll put the audio cable back in. Oops, I dropped my phone. Always a quick source of sound is an iPhone full of Christmas music. We'll put that back on the little board here. There we go. We go back here and we see that our signal is, look at that, back up to 4.8. So again, we demonstrate the change you can have simply by plugging in cable. Let's move our battery off to the side, which in turn changes the radiation angle of the power cord, and see what kind of variation we get. Oh, see, we've dropped down to about 3.8 now in our power output simply by, again, relocating the power cable. So you can see the incredible variations that are readily apparent. I also noticed that out here in the field where it's windy, I can see some variation in the signal. Now see, I didn't get the battery back in the exact same place, so our output's a smidge lower than it was earlier. And I guess just for fun, we could flip the antenna back up to vertical from horizontal and compare the difference. There we go. Antenna's now horizontal, and again 7 feet above the ground. And heck, look at that. We've dropped so far down, we're not even on the scale anymore. We've got to drop it down to the 1 millivolt scale, where we're just shy of 1 millivolt today. What are we reading there? About, oh, looks like about 8.2 maybe. Again, from a distance and without my reading glasses. So a rather substantial drop in our output by just changing our polarization. Now, of course, that would all depend on what kind of antenna your listeners were using. A few listeners, I guess, would have a horizontal FM antenna, but that is, see, now we got to flip this back, but that is what the Potomac is calibrated for. So again, showing you even in an open field, and I'm sure if I were to go tweak the arrangement of my cables down there, we could get this easily back up to that 4.8 reading that we had earlier. And now I'm going to do what everybody's been asking. I'm going to march out into that field exactly 30 meters from this point with this meter, and we're going to see what the field strength reading might be at the Canadian distance. So stand by, that's coming up next. All right, testing continues, and this is quick because I'm out of breath from moving this stuff around and measuring. But way down there, I don't know if you can see it, is the transmitter. Here's the field intensity meter. I'm testing at the, what I believe is the Canadian test distance, isn't it 30 meters? We are exactly 30 meters from that transmitter. And you'll notice we've had to shift our meter down to the 1 millivolt scale. So we're reading at about, what are we looking at here? 2.6 it looks like. I guess it'd be 0.26 of 1 millivolt. So whether or not that's legal in Canada, I don't remember, because I don't remember what the limit is. But again, that would be 2.6 multiplied by 2.25. So you're well over 5. So about you're going to be over half of a millivolt here. Don't know if that's legal or not. But anyway, there's the test from here in the wide open field in northern Minnesota. And I'm pooped from all the walking.